come on, Hamilton.
It's
You
iffy.
forgot about Lafayette or some stuff, man. Like, brother.
Yes, sir.
Lafayette was.
Did you forget Lafayette?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Open Arms Reactions. My name is Casper. This is my partner in crime, Mortius, and we are back with more Hamilton.
We are checking out The Room Where It Happens, and then
Ooh.
the song after it, and the song after that. Mason will probably put them on screen, but I am intentionally not sharing the names of them, just so that we can be surprised by those plot beats when they happen.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm intentionally kind of keeping those chill. But we are starting with Room Where It Happens, which is like, oh, that song is so good, and I'm so excited to share it with you. Do you have any thoughts or theories or anything on that?
No, I am excited to see where that goes. The Room Where It Happens. Oh, you want me to put? Do you want me to do something? Okay, I'll predict something.
That wasn't my face at all. Literally, Mason, later on, I need you to clip that and play it over when it happens. I swear to God, I'm pretty sure, like, to the note, there is a part in this song where one of the characters, this is gonna be like the slightest spoiler, but I swear to God, there's a character in this song that says, no, in like the exact same way you just did. I'm not even kidding. Even when you're not trying. Like there was one point where you went, no, and I swear it was the same like note and slide as when he does.
Bruh.
You're unstoppable. I
Dude.
do want to provide a very quick warning for you guys, which is I have been very sick this week. I am feeling a lot better now than I was before, but one of the biggest sort of like symptoms I was having was just kind of low battery and becoming fatigued very quickly. Like early on in the sickness, I was like, no, I'm feeling okay enough. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna try to help with dinner so my wife doesn't have to take care of it all. And like I stood up, I was actually feeling good and okay. And then like after like 10 minutes of chopping, I genuinely felt like I'd been running for an hour. So I just wanted to kind of warn you guys, I'm feeling much better now, but there is a chance that after like a half hour of being on, I kind of hit a wall. So if it seems like my enthusiasm and joy kind of like dip halfway through, I promise I'm still having a good time. I just am at the tail end of a bug. Like I said, feeling much better than I was before, but I just kind of wanted to give that warning. Other than that, though, do you have any thoughts? It's been a while since we've done Hamilton. This is the first recording session since you came back from your vacation. Last time we were here, we saw Say No to This, which, buddy.
He didn't.
He did not.
He did not say no to this.
He did indeed fail to say no to this. So, today we are going to be hopping right back into Hamilton where we left off, and I'm excited. If you don't have any thoughts, let's hop right on into it.
I do have one thing I want to show
Hit
you,
me with
okay?
it.
It's a magic trick I can do.
Ooh.
Okay, let's get right into it. Mason, do the thing.
Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Burr, sir.
Hey, did you hear the news about good old General Mercer?
No.
You know Claremont Street?
Yeah.
They renamed it after him. The Mercer legacy is secure.
Sure.
And all he had to do was die.
Yeah, that's a lot less work.
We ought to give it a try. Now, how you gonna get your...
I know, right?
Dude. Okay, two things. Listen to that from that's probably from Say No to This, but I just like the half step moving up. So in music, usually you use a half step to signify danger. Like for example, a great example is the Jaws theme. Do 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 do. Here's like na na na, like just to signify that, which is really cool. Then this
interesting.
old school hip hop beat for this one, bringing back that, yeah. Aaron Burr motif, and Aaron Burr wants to die. Apparently. And Mercer, like Ed Mercer from the Orville?
Oh my gosh.
No, but I mean, like, is that a connection there?
No?
No?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, set
Why
my
would
phone
I
and give
think
me
it's
answers.
not that uncommon of a last name. over
Okay,
here.
fair.
But yeah, no, I really like the kind of understand, because there was that whole thing about like God, I wish there was a war so we could prove that we're worth more.
Yeah,
Like always,
real.
there's been that kind of like, how do we secure our legacy? And then these two people
Mm.
coming as soldiers who are now far past war and kind of being like,
Yeah.
how did Mercer secure his legacy? Well, he died. And then they're looking at like everything they're having to do, being like the lawyers and writing a new country. They're just like, oh man, that seems like a lot less work to secure a legacy than what we're doing. So
Yeah.
it's like half a joke and half like, man, like, I wonder if that would work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like half joking. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like the start though. Let's keep it going.
Sure.
Maybe do is die.
Now, that's a lot less work.
We ought to give it a try. Now, how you gonna?
Oh. All right, kind of back to the start here.
Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Burr, sir.
Hey, did you hear the news about good old General Mercer?
And of course, there's the bring back of like, Mr. Burr, sir. Do you hear about
Sir,
General Mercer? Like all of the different ways they have to rhyme there. It's just so cool.
No.
You know Claremont Street?
Yeah.
They renamed it after him. The Mercer legacy is secure.
Sure.
Sure.
And all he had to do was die.
Now, that's a lot less work.
We ought to give it a try. Now, how you gonna get your debt plan through?
I guess I'm gonna finally have to listen to you.
Really?
Talk less. Smile more. Do whatever it takes to get my plan on the Congress floor.
Now, Madison and Jefferson are merciless.
Well, hate the sin, love the sinner.
Hamilton.
I'm sorry, Burr, I gotta go.
Oh, but
Decisions are happening over dinner.
Damn, he like sidebars him.
More like side burrs him.
Sidebars. Dude, are they gonna
so
blackmail him? Are they gonna blackmail him? Oh no.
That's a good question, but
No, the room where it happened.
that's a really good question. But so yeah, I really like that kind of like, how are you gonna get your debt plan through? I guess I'm
Yeah.
gonna finally have to listen to you. Talk less,
Yeah.
smile. So he's kind of like actually finally embracing like, hey, like talking so much has gotten me this far, but now with Jefferson, so far talking this much has actually gotten me behind. Like he kind of lost that cabinet battle #1. Washington
Yeah.
wasn't really on his side. It's kind of a tough position to be in there, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
so
for
he's
sure.
now realizing like, oh, to get something through to Jefferson and Madison, I might have to actually play the game Burr has been playing, kind of tone myself back, smile more, kind of play it up and be like, yeah, sure, Jefferson, now give me what I want too.
Yeah, and I like it's such a cool parallel, like for the like the talk less smile more. I really like, dude, the way that Hamilton brings back motifs, because what I really find interesting is that you can probably, when you listen through Hamilton, right? I must say that like maybe 25 to 40% of songs, if not more, are reused motifs. Probably way more, right?
Almost certainly more.
Yeah, but in a way, if you played me, like, for example, all the Schuyler sisters motifs, right? In context, they all sound so different.
Yes.
Like, if that makes sense, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a way of bringing back the same motif and still like and still using them in unique ways, right? Which I think I find really, really cool. Hamilton really does a good job at that.
I agree. Yeah.
two Virginians and an immigrant walk into a room diametrically opposed foes. They emerge with a compromise, having opened doors that were previously closed. The immigrant emerges with unprecedented financial power, a system he can shape however he wants. The Virginians emerge with the nation's capital. And here's the pièce de résistance.
So,
Ooh.
the immigrant emerges with unprecedented financial power, a system he can shape however he wants. Hamilton shaping the way that American economy works to this day, but the Virginians emerge with the nation's capital. And that is true.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yes.
Nice. Okay, dude, have you? I don't know if this is obvious. I loved Aaron Burr's telling this like a joke,
Two Virginians
like an immigrant and
walk
two.
into a
Yeah,
room.
like it's like yeah.
No,
That's-
100%.
yeah,
it's kind of a fun
that's
little
funny,
play on
yeah.
words there. But then,
Ooh, and here,
and here's the
on.
pièce de résistance.
No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one really knows how the game is played, the art of the trade, how the sausage gets made. We just assume that it happens, but no one else is in the room where it happens.
Damn. Okay, interesting. And is that's also historically accurate? No one knows what happened in there?
Exactly. That's why this was a cool way to kind of be like, and it's not necessarily actually historically accurate that no one else was in the room, but it was not recorded like there were probably more people than just the three of them, but like the conversation was not recorded in transcript. So like
that makes
it's
sense.
not necessarily like playing it up like it was only the three of them was probably playing it up a little bit, but like as Lin-Manuel was writing this musical, he kind of came to a point where he was like, these three big figures met up for a meeting, and when that meeting ended, Hamilton had control over like the economy and the nation's capital to move to Virginia. And other than that, we don't know what happened.
Okay,
And
that's
this is
fair.
the coolest way to portray that.
That's really like I like it. It's because last time remember how Hamilton was like that's true to the crowd.
Yes, exactly.
Like I like that how they're doing this kind of this is more of a subtle fourth wall break, I feel, but still Also music wise, there's a banjo in here.
Ooh.
In the background. That's very Southern American. Like not like South American,
No, I get
Southern
what you're saying.
United States of
Yes.
America. Yeah, that's very, 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 very Southern part, which I feel is nice. And there's also this like, maybe it's kind of like I normally see back in the day, what like for example when I was in school in Denmark, we were to kind of like in music we kind of talk these kind of like I don't want to say hillbilly, but more banjos and
Yeah, of
yeehaws
course.
and Tim Faust and stuff, right? That's more the South, right? And then North was more like piano. More piano, more not necessarily sophisticated, but more like I don't think I have a good way to explain that. But essentially, piano and banjos was how you kind of separated them, right? But it's also a nice homage because piano was a carrying instrument to when Jefferson returned. What I miss is primarily in the blues scale of the piano, right? So really interesting way of portraying this. That's really nice. And I see
love that note.
the ensemble. The ensemble were standing in the four squares there on stage. Yeah, nice.
Cool. I love the things you notice.
Alexander was on Washington's doorstep one day in distress and disarray. Alexander said,
I've nowhere else to turn.
and basically begged me to join the fray. I approached Madison and said, I know you hate him, but let's hear what he has to say. Well, I arranged the meeting. I arranged the menu, the venue, the seating.
But no one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one really knows how the parties get yes. The pieces that are sacrificed in every game of chess. We just assume that it happens, but no one else is in the room where it happens. Meanwhile, Madison is grappling with the fact that not every issue can be settled by committee. Meanwhile, Congress is fighting over where to put the capital. It isn't pretty. Madison approaches with a dinner and invite, and Madison responds with Virginian insight.
Maybe we can solve one problem with another and win a victory for the Southerners. In other words, a quid pro quo.
I suppose.
Wouldn't you like to work a little closer to home?
Actually, I would.
Well, I propose the Potomac.
And you'll provide him his votes.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Let's go.
No.
So
Damn, this is so cats like.
yes.
Dude.
Also, that was
sorry.
the moment where Burr went, no, at like the exact way that you did earlier when I was telling you in the intro. So we'll see if they actually line up as well as my brain thought. But it also doesn't help that I think this recording, the no is slightly different than the like original cat. Who knows, man? It was just a cool connection my brain saw. Maybe it's nothing.
Dude, it almost sounds like Aaron, like it started here that Thomas Jefferson is trying to push an agenda by something that's not actual. Maybe Thomas Jefferson is trying to take credit for orchestrating this. That like he arranged the meeting, the seating, the venue, like he orchestrated this entire thing, and whatever positive outcome comes from this, Jefferson can then steal the credit for.
Oh,
Whereas
absolutely.
in some sense though, because we know, well, from this it does seem like that Jefferson is kind of portrayed as maybe not the bad guy, but at least definitely the opposition to Alexander Hamilton, right?
Yes.
So you easily establish these like good versus bad kind of like theme here.
Mentality,
Whereas
yeah.
we like exactly, yeah, where it might not be accurate, obviously, because this is based on real events and it's very like it is propaganda, like kind of propaganda
Yeah.
smitten in there, both in positives and negatives way. Obviously, that's an entirely different conversation to have about this play, obviously. But here it seems like to me, with that good bad mindset, right? I'm getting the feeling that Jefferson is trying to take credit for whatever this leads to down the way, so that if he essentially wanted for the South to be completely on top and essentially maybe a Southern victory in what later became the Civil War, he can still take credit for it. He's kind of lying in wait, as Aaron Burr says, you know?
Love that. Love that. Honestly, that just made my heart leap for a second because you said lying in wait, and my brain had to for a moment be like, are we there yet, or did you just do it again? But no, you have actually heard that. You were referencing a previous
in the
lyric. You were
song.
not. No,
Yes.
no, I know. I was just, for a split second, I was like, did he just say another lyric ahead of time? Then I was like, no. We've heard that one. We're good.
My God, in God we trust, but we never really know what got discussed. Click boom, it happened, and no one else is in the room where it happened. Alexander Hamilton. What did they say to you to get you to send New York City down the river? Alexander Hamilton. Did Washington know about the dinner? Was there presidential pressure to deliver? Alexander Hamilton. Or did you know even then it doesn't matter where you put the U.S. Capitol?
Cause we'll have the banks, we're in the same spot.
You got more than you gave.
And I wanted what I got. When you got skin in the game, you stay in the game. But you don't get a win unless you play in the game. Oh, you get love for it, you get hate for it, you get nothing if you wait for it, wait for it, wait.
Dude, Giga Brain Hamilton.
Oh,
holy.
yeah. Walking out,
Ooh.
like acting like it's an even compromise, but actually walking out with way more than he gave. Like, you got more than you gave, and I wanted what I got. And then I love just, you get love for it, you get hate for it, you get nothing if you wait for it, wait. So mockingly. Ooh!
Damn,
I know, right?
bro. Ooh, that is so interesting. So, no, I was gonna ask if we're ever gonna know what was said in here, but if you say it, like, on one hand, if we do, I don't want to spoil it for it, but you also just told me that no one
Yeah.
knew. But maybe Lynn took
Some liberties
some
there,
freedom.
yeah.
Nah, I don't know. I don't think I want to speculate on that.
Fair enough.
But there's gotta be because they both seem to think that like the outcome was for my advantage. Like it benefited me, whatever happened here.
I mean, it's kind of what they view as more value. Alexander's been
Yeah.
the treasurer for this whole time, so clearly he
Yeah.
values the banks more. But
Yeah.
not only are they now working closer to home by the capital being there, but like think about how much political power they probably feel like they have by having a new nation's capital now,
Yeah.
because New York versus Virginia, not only moving it closer to home, but as these tensions are brewing that would eventually lead to the American Civil War, they just moved the capital from the north to the south. That probably
Yeah.
feels like a massive political W for them.
Yeah.
So that's
fair.
probably why they feel like they walked out with a lot, because they just won a huge victory for the South. They just
Yeah.
moved the nation's capital from a multi-day commute and in the north, up in New York, yuck, down to just like a minor commute for them, and the capital was in their half of the country. That's a huge political W, but
Yeah.
not as big as having the banks under your thumb.
No, well, yeah, that's right. They also did say that it was a quid pro quo. So I guess maybe they know to a sense that the other values, whatever, was lost. But in the same, I must admit, if I am on either side, right? So a lot of politics is about inspiring the people that are going to vote for you, right?
Yes.
If I'm a Hamilton supporter at this point in time, and I hear that the capital has been moved down south to our enemies, that is very demotivating to me and might get me questioning a lot, right?
Exactly. So it really is like having more public-facing political power versus having more...
Yeah.
Because, like, he can't just be like, don't worry, America, I control all the money now. Or they're going to be like, well, now we trust you even less. So, like, he's almost now being like, oh, I have more of this controlled behind the scenes, if that makes sense. So, yeah, it's definitely... It's interesting.
Yeah, but then again, I feel like with Hamilton has some strengths in that though, because even if that is like down, like you can still be like no, we'll vote for Hamilton. He's got Washington on his side, right? So in the end, it kind of comes down to him having fought in the what?
Nothing. Please continue.
Comment.
No, it's fine. Just keep going.
Did I do it again?
You fully did. It's literally today's
God.
recording session. You'll find out. Keep going.
Okay, cool. So because people know that Jefferson didn't show his face at all in the war, right? He's still pushing the agenda that he was like doing shit in France, which he wasn't.
Yes.
Like well, the Northerners know / think that he wasn't. The agenda that's pushed in Hamilton is either that he just came home from France, and with his kind of like smart ass attitude, I only want to say like in the beginning of the song, and like in a positive way, because it's a fun song. What I Miss is a fun song, but it comes down to who you have on your side, right? So
yes.
So and I gotta mention Mulligan, who is not Mulligan anymore.
Madison.
The tonal change between those two characters.
Massive.
So I keep expecting the rah, but it's never coming.
No, Madison's very different. Probably the biggest change of any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Wonderful casting.
Let's keep it going then. But yeah, so you get nothing if you wait for it. Wait.
God help and forgive me. I want to build something that's gonna outlive me. What do you want, Burr? What do you want, Burr? If you stand for nothing, Burr, what do you fall for?
I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room. Close your eyes. Don't get to saying what they trade away. We dream of a brand new start, but we dream in the dark for the most part.
Oh, that was so cool.
I've got to be in the room.
I'm so sorry. Before we get to this massive finale, some of that lyricism was so important that I am actually going to risk a rewind. We'll probably have to cut to resync.
Okay.
But some of his lyricism there.
Yeah, I will, because before we get into it, there are two things. When the cast members come closer to Dance Around the first time, he's looking straight at the bullet.
Yes.
Like straight at her, right? I want to be in the room where it happens. Well, you got to take out Hamilton to do that, brother. Looking at the bullet, right? And then that vocal distortion on Aaron Burr. I feel like wow.
I cannot do that while I have a cold.
Really,
good to know.
So when you use vocal distortion or this kind of like it's because he's using a different type of vocal distortion. Yeah, no worries. He's using a different type of vocal distortion from you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
For those of you who skipped the intro, I'm coming off of a cold, so I apologize. Please go.
So there's different types of vocal distortions, right? So there's the one where you kind of have to train your vocals, so you gotta keep it like where you have to train it like that, right? He's using a more throat bassy placed one where you have it down here, I'm thinking of a specific character, but Armstrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Louis.
So exactly, because I didn't want to say the guy who went to the moon. I'm on the moon. But he's using more of a than a like that. I can't breathe. Why'd you send me to the moon? My green screen fell down again.
Oh my god, who lets us be content creators? Who allows for this?
I'm gonna få helvede blive der nu.
Oh my gosh. My heart. Whew. I'm like warm now. Anyways, did you have anything else to share about that, or can I just take it back?
You can take it back.
Mason, cut us for the resync before it gets any worse. All right, so we took it back a little bit, and Casper, I don't know if we're gonna pause on each line, but some of Burr's lines here are actually really powerful to like what it's like living as a citizen under this kind of like political structure and democracy. So I really wanted to be able to take the time to highlight it, even though we don't do as much rewinding for Hamilton, but like listen to some of this.
I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens.
I might have taken it further back than I intended to, but
Wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens.
so I really like how at first it seems very selfish, like he wants to be in the room where it happens. He wants to be the one who's involved. But then up next, when he starts to clarify, there's some really powerful stuff here.
I wanna be in the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room.
Okay, here we go.
Hold your nose and close your eyes.
Like dive in.
Don't get a say on what they trade away.
We want our leaders to save the day, but we don't get a say in what they trade away. Followed immediately by
But we dream in the dark for the most part.
we dream of a brand new start, but we dream in the dark for the most part. Basically being like, we put all of our faith in these leaders for a brand new start. We want all of this, and then they just go behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Like, not only does he want to be in the room where it happens because he is the epitome of FOMO and wants to be involved in everything he possibly can, but he also brings up valid points of like, how is it fair that only those three men get to change the future of this country we all started together behind closed doors, but we dream in the dark for the most part. I love that lyricism, and I feel like it's really slept on. Like, people love this song. This song is not slept on, but specifically just those lyricisms here. People are always like, this is the song where you really understand how much Burr's drive, and I'm like, but also why? And that it's not only selfish, and I never see people talking about that.
Damn. Dude, I feel like that could be applied to today's politics.
100%.
Like, yeah.
100%. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Damn, yeah.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure I highlighted those before we got to the bombastic ending. You ready for this?
I've got to be in the room. I've got to be in the room. I've got to be in the room. I gotta be in the room. Click, boom.
Oh, yeah. And look at that final shot.
Foreshadowing much? Oh my god. Dude.
And his, I don't even know if I'll be able to do it while sick, but his in the room like was such a good belt, and I'm so sad I can't do it right now. And then
That's
in the
fire.
room, click, boom, boom. Definitely not foreshadowing at all. What are you talking about? So that is the room where it happened.
Click boom.
Click, boom. What?
I think I know how Hamilton's gonna die.
What do you think?
I think they're gonna duel.
Oh. Like
He says
Burr
knowing
versus
what
Hamilton,
happens.
you mean?
Something like that, yeah. Because
Interesting.
I can't. I've been trying to understand that if Aaron Burr assassinates Alexander Hamilton, that makes no sense to me. So it's
Yeah.
got to be in some way, right? And now that click boom just means what they can duel. They did with the what's that guy called that was so unbearably
Thomas
annoying?
Lee.
Retreat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or
Wait,
no,
what was
not
his name?
Thomas Lee, Charles Lee.
Charles
Lee
Lee
for
yeah.
sure. Instead of me, he promotes Charles Lee. Yeah, Charles Lee, not Thomas Lee.
Charles
sorry.
Lee for sure.
So that was Room Where It Happens, and now we get into the next song. This is definitely one of those shorter, like a little bit more filler type songs, just so you know.
Okay.
But it's still kind of fun, brings back some motifs, and then this is actually a 3-song video. So we've got this one, we've got a very fillery song, and then we've got one cool song to finish it off. So, you ready? This is one of those ones, kind of like Farmer Refuted, where it's clearly just supposed to like let some people change and let the sets change and kind of serve as a like middle point in between 2 bigger songs.
Yeah.
But
so
it's
like
still a
Winter's
good one.
Ball,
Exactly.
Winter's Ball, Story After Night, Reprise. Stuff
Exactly.
Like that.
Very similar to something like Winter's Ball. But, you ready?
Nice.
It's still a good
I'm
one,
ready.
so.
Look, Grandpa's in the paper. War hero Philip Schuyler loses Senate seat to young upstart Aaron Burr. Grandpa just lost his seat in the Senate.
Sometimes that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Daddy's gonna find out any minute.
I'm sure he already knows.
Further down, let's meet the newest senator from New York.
New York.
Our senator.
So,
That
Philip Schuyler loses his Senate seat to young upstart Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr.
I love the Daddy's gonna find out any minute. I'm sure he already knows. Like Eliza's like, oh, buddy. If we know, he knows, and he's already going to do something about it.
Damn, dude, that was some Schuyler Sisters, literally, right? Like a reprise, just with different lyrics, right?
Further down.
Yeah,
Look around.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
The new senator in New York. Nice.
And then let's
Cool,
go
cool.
meet the newest senator from New York.
Burr, since when are you a Democratic Republican?
Since being one put me on the up and up again.
No one knows who you are or what you do.
They don't need to know me, they don't like you.
Excuse me?
Wall Street thinks you're great. You'll always be adored by the things you create, but upstate, people think you're crooked. And Schuyler seat was up for grabs, so I took it.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. Wall Street thinks you're great. The banks love you now, but by making that move, you've lost public approval. And you were asking what the other two had to gain. That's what they had to gain so it's a matter of power versus public approval, and how much of that power comes from public approval. That pretty much answers the question that you were asking in Room Where It Happens.
Yeah. The Democratic Republican, is that the party opposite to Hamilton? Did he switch sides, or?
I think so.
Because I'm trying. Yeah, because if Aaron Burr gets a seat of power.
Yes, because I'm thinking of a future lyric. Correct, yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so he kind of betrayed Hamilton right
Basically, yeah. He switched political sides just to grab a seat.
Yeah, the Schuyler seat was up for grabs, so I took it. Like, as in, he's not standing still, he's lying in wait. Like, kind of a homage to that, yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
I've always considered you a friend.
I don't see why that has to end.
You changed parties to run against my father-in-law.
Changed parties to seize the opportunity I saw. I swear your pride will be the death of us all. Beware, the doors before the fall.
All right, and that's that.
Oh, cheers. Are we going to get another cabinet battle?
Welcome to Cabinet Battle number 2, baby!
Yes, sir!
The final song we're doing is Cabinet Battle 2.
And Aaron Burr is now in the hot seat, right? Does that mean he's going to debate?
No.
No?
No, just to warn you, no. I don't want you to get your hopes up, but...
That's
fair.
Right.
So that was Schuyler Defeated. Like I said, a pretty simple one, but established some
Schuyler Defeated.
Stuff. Oh, yes, sorry. I just realized I didn't even... Yes, Schuyler Defeated is the name of that little interlude.
Oh my... Dude, if you were told me that, I would have think that, like, one of the Schuyler sisters would have died, additional to Peggy. But, like, yeah, oh my god, no. Also, wait, I'm just going to take a screenshot of this because Washington is menacingly approaching in the background on my screen. I'm sending it in the org group chat, so Mason. Mason, put it right there. Here, actually.
Perfect. Incredible. Yeah. Well, cool. We're going to do a quick pause cut just to make sure we're still synced up, and then Cabinet Battle number 2.
Yes.
The issue on the table.
Issue on the table. France is on the verge of war with England. Now, do we commit money and aid to our French allies, or do we stay out of it?
I also want to point out something interesting here.
Yeah?
I realize I'm totally distracting from a very important lyric there that I'm sure you'll want to talk about, but it is very common in media to, like, kind of age up a character with, like, what we like, at least in my language, jokingly call like grandma glasses, which are like those half glasses that just like the readers that sit on the nose.
Sure.
So I like that this shows that enough time has passed that like Washington is starting to get old.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, Christopher Jackson looks amazing and he's still a, you know, big strapping man. But, like, I like that touch to kind of show the audience, like, hey, as this is
nice,
going on,
yeah.
like, Washington was already so much older than the rest of them. So as the rest of them have gone from kids to now adults, he's gone from adult to starting to kind of get up
Getting
there to
up there.
more of the, like...
Yeah.
sort of white-haired George Washington that like you stereotypically think of from illustrations
Yeah.
and such. So I just wanted to point that out. But yes, the issue on the table, do we give aid to France?
Ooh, because here is where I would. Here's the thing that I'm a little bit struggling with, because I would think that Hamilton's going to say yes, but Jefferson's going to be like, no, this is our money. You already tried to like tax us. Now you want to give our money away, bro? What the hell? But he was in France. He claims that he was in France to like to help with the war and talk, like he's claiming to be the best friend of France right now, right? I obviously don't know how this is gonna go, but I would imagine Hamilton, who was so close with someone like Lafayette and knows how much France helped America break free of Jonathan Goff and stuff. I would imagine that Hamilton would be on the French aiding side in a sense, right? But I don't know. We'll see in just a second.
That's fair.
We'll assume.
Cool.
Remember, my decision on this matter is not subject to congressional approval. The only one you have to convince is me.
Oh.
I want to highlight that because that's actually a real thing where, and that's part of why it's such an important position, because a declaration of war is one of the very few things to this day in our country that does not have the same checks and balances as everything else. You want to pass a new law, there's a whole system, there's three branches of we have three main branches of government that all have like checks and balances that all have to agree to a certain extent. If it is a matter of war, it's the president.
Dope. Okay.
And that's why
That
he
makes-
said
that
for
makes-
this one, it's my decision is not subject to congressional approval. The only person you have to convince is me.
Okay.
And that's
I'm
why
noticing,
president is
like,
such a
couple of things.
terrifying position when
Yeah,
you have
that's for sure.
hot-headed people in it.
Yeah, but two things I'm noticing is that now Aaron Burr, sitting right there, is now in the room where it happens. So I guess good
Yes,
for him.
he does
Kind
not
of a
get to
rat
be
way
in the
get it,
second
but-
hot seat like you were hoping, but he is in
Yeah.
the room where it happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So and he's sitting opposite. Yeah. And what I'm a little, I guess, curious about is Hamilton is Washington's right-hand man. How are they balancing like bias in this? Because, you know, how is Jefferson going to be like, well, my right-hand man who I trusted my life with in the war is going to like is that going to be answered?
It's
like, right
going
after
to be
this, or-
not right after it. It's
Okay.
a little bit further in the song, but that questioning will be answered directly by Jefferson. So let's just keep it going.
Okay. Cool.
Secretary Jefferson, you have the floor, sir.
When we were on death's door, when we were needy, we made a promise. We signed a treaty. We needed money and guns and half a chance. Who provided those funds?
France.
In return, they didn't ask for land. Only a promise that we'd lend a hand and stand with them if they fought against oppressors. And revolution is messy, but now is the time to stand. Stand with our brothers as they fight against tyranny. I know that Alexander Hamilton is here and he would rather not have this debate. I'll remind you that he is not Secretary of State.
But he was offered it, Jefferson. The only reason why I assume you are it is because Hamilton said no. So calm the fuck down. But I'm surprised. But does that mean Hamilton's going to be opposed to it?
We're certainly going
What?
to find out.
Damn, I'm very interested to hear
I
why.
I very rarely, because I am not someone who like writes for like rap or hip hop ever. My history is in a cappella and choral music and things like that, right?
Yeah.
But I want to take a quick moment to highlight something really cool from the rhyming scheme here. It's always been one of my favorite rhymes in this. As they stand against tyranny, I know that Alexander Hamilton is here and he would rather not have this debate. Like, tyranny is such a fire rhyme. Like, stand with France as they stand against tyranny. I know that Alexander Hamilton is here and he would rather not have, like, he buries a rhyme with tyranny in the middle of the line in such a perfect way.
Beautiful. Mutiny.
So, yes, I just wanted to point that
Yeah.
out.
That's fire, man.
He knows nothing of loyalty. Smells like new money, dresses like fake royalty. Desperate to rise above his station, everything he does betrays the ideals of our nation. Hey, and if you don't know, now you know, Mr. President.
Thank you, Secretary Jefferson. Secretary Hamilton, your response.
Get him, boy.
You must be out of your goddamn mind if you think the president is gonna bring the nation to the brink of meddling in the middle of a military mess, a game of chess where France is queen and kingless. We signed a treaty with the king whose head is now in a basket. Would you like to take it out and ask it? Or should we honor our treaty, King Louis's head? Do whatever you want, I'm super dead.
Enough.
Okay, that's interesting. Remember here, I feel like Hamilton is a little bit out of line here, but the music doesn't drop out here. So
Oh,
either
interesting
that
point.
either that A disproves my theory of a cappella when he's going outside the box, or B, Hamilton has resorted to seeing that as like working within his limits now, because he's not at a point in his life where Aaron Burr has betrayed him. He's losing his votes. He's losing to Jefferson, where now he's gonna do whatever it takes to kind of like gain that, right?
Well, it
How did we-
seemed like the audience kind of reacted kind of positively to what he said.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
my counter to your thought, which is,
Uh-huh.
it's very close to the theory you already had. But it's not necessarily, I don't think the instruments dropping out, I don't think the instruments drop out when he steps out of line. I think he loses instruments when he loses, like, the people around him. Like, when the people around him
Ooh.
start being like, ooh, I don't know about what you're saying here. Like, in the last cabinet battle, it might have been like, ooh, like, you're kind of toeing the line. Like, the instruments are almost his, like, support musically.
Yeah.
And so
yeah,
as
yeah.
he loses his support, he's also losing his musical support. But here, he kept it because he was bringing some really interesting points. And
Yeah.
I love the, like, a game of chess where France is queen and kingless. Because
That's
at
fire.
this point in the revolution, they had already, guillotined
Yeah.
all the royalty.
That's fire, dude. And the way he like let's bring out his head and ask him. I love that.
Should we honor our treaty, King Louis's head?
Yeah.
Do whatever you
mean,
want.
yeah.
I'm super dead.
I must admit, I think me personally, I would aid France, but I also understand because like Alexander Hamilton is right. They're too fragile to support this, right? They're too fragile to
But they
like,
also
to
signed a
unquote-
treaty to do exactly that.
Exactly.
That's how they
So
got
it's-
the support in their own revolution.
yeah,
It's definitely a
Dude.
lose-lose scenario.
Yeah.
This is-
And is this happening closed doors as well? Essentially, like to the
I
people.
don't think well, not maybe still somewhat closed doors to the general public, but this is like a Senate meeting. Like the rest of the
Yeah.
Senate is there, so at least it's not
Okay.
just a couple people in a room. Like there
Okay,
is
yeah.
like the whole like the Senate that exists right now at least.
Yeah. The reason I'm asking is, what would Lafayette say about this, man? Like, brother gave so much to this country only for them to, like that's crazy. Poor Lafayette.
Fair enough.
And also,
Hamilton is right.
sorry. Yeah, it's okay. So it's just he said that they brought guns and ships. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that's fire.
Yeah,
sorry,
no, that is
just
good. What you missed when you were talking is Washington said Hamilton is right.
Yeah.
Mr. President,
Fragile to start another fight.
sir, do we not fight for freedom?
Sure, when the French figure out who's gonna lead them,
The people are leading.
people are rioting. There's a difference. Frankly, it's a little disquieting. You would let your ideals blind you to reality. Hamilton, sir, draft a statement of neutrality.
Yeah.
Draft a statement.
of neutrality.
Little bit of advice there.
It's
Come
iffy.
on, Hamilton.
It's
You forgot
iffy.
about Lafayette or some stuff, man. Like, brother.
Yes, sir.
Lafayette was.
Did you forget Lafayette?
The frequency at which you're able to do that. But yes, that point's going to be brought up right now. But yeah, it was a totally valid point. There was another, I'm trying to remember, there was another fire line here. The people are leading, the people are rioting. There's a difference. It's a little disquieting. Like the rioting,
Yeah.
disquieting is another really fun fire one.
This is all Lin Moana. What's his name, bro? Lin Manrendro? Lin What's his name?
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Woo! He did
Nice.
it!
Got
Yeah,
it.
baby!
This is all Lin-Manuel. LMM.
Yes.
Alexander Hamilton wrote this entire thing, right?
Correct.
Great, thank you. God.
Let's keep it going.
What?
Have you an ounce of regret? You accumulate debt, you accumulate power, yet in their hour of need, you forget.
Lafayette's a smart man, he'll be fine. And before he was your friend, he was mine. If we try to fight in every revolution in the world, we never stop. Where do we draw the line?
So quick-witted.
Alas, I admit it.
I bet you were quite a lawyer.
My defendants got acquitted.
Well, someone ought to remind you.
What?
You're nothing without Washington behind
So
you.
true.
Daddy's calling.
Oh, no. Don't call me son. Daddy's calling. Nah.
And you want to know the worst
crazy.
part? That's
What?
the end of that song. It leads straight into the
Daddy's
next
calling.
one, which is great because guess what, guys? We're actually going to hop right onto the next one right now, which means patrons are going to get it immediately. But if you're here on YouTube, you're going to have to wait until next week. So, before we hop into a probably quicker outro, because I've been so excited for you to get to these next two songs, next week's video is going to be such a banger. I'm so excited that we get to record them right now. Before we get to them, do you have any final thoughts, or do you just want to hop right on into it?
No, I just wanna. Well, I'm still wondering how about this whole bias because as I said previously, like Washington is right behind him, and here physically Washington's behind him, right? So having this like daddy calling because Hamilton obviously gets pissed at this, but he knows it's true. He knows Washington's behind him. Right?
Yeah.
Like so.
I
so
will
yeah.
actually say right now, before the next video, as kind of a fun thing for those who stay through the outro, it should be all of you because it really helps out videos. The thing earlier when I said you had another lyrical prediction, there was just a point where
Yeah.
you said he has Washington on his side. The song this leads straight into is literally called Washington on Your Side.
Oh.
That's the next song. So that was the one you kind of had
Cool.
another
I mean, that's-
title prediction. It's not the craziest one you've ever done, but it was still funny,
No.
especially because it was in this recording batch. But anyways,
Yeah.
thank you all for being here. Thank you for the support of Hamilton as it switched over to Or. This was an awesome set of reactions, and I'm really excited for what we're checking out next week with Washington on Your Side and One Last Time.
Ariana
So-
Grande. One last time.
So
I
if
need
you,
to
I'm
be-
upset that he hit that so well, so I can't even actually be that sad. But if you want to support our video, what you can do if you can't join the Patreon is click these little boxes down below because that's the best way to tell the algorithm that you want to watch more Hamilton and more Open Arms reactions, and therefore tell them that other people should check them out. So click on these videos. Even if you only watch a little bit of it, it still really helps. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, greet the world with open arms, and we will see you in the next video.